Imagine standing alone in a quiet field just before dawn. The wind is still. The world is silent. And in your hands you hold a sword, not to fight someone else but to battle the distractions, fears and doubts inside your own mind. This is not a scene from a samurai movie. This is a metaphor for how legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi approached life. His battles were not only about defeating opponents, but also about mastering the self. His wisdom, passed down through the centuries, holds something far greater than martial technique. It offers a pathway to clarity, discipline, and purpose in a chaotic world. How can a man who lived over 400 years ago in feudal Japan help us find mental clarity in the digital age? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. Welcome to the unfolding journey, where ancient wisdom meets modern living. Here we explore timeless philosophies, deep ideas, and transformative stories that help us navigate life with more depth and direction. If you're searching for clarity, purpose, and a way to align your inner world with your outer path, you're in the right place. Miyamoto Musashi is one of the most iconic figures in Japanese history, a ronin, masterless samurai, undefeated duelist, artist, philosopher, and author of the Book of Five Rings. His life was one of constant movement, duels, wandering, meditation, reflection. But at the heart of everything he did was a profound search for understanding, not just of combat but of human nature itself. Born in 1584, Musashi fought and won over 60 duels, many to the death by the time he was 30. His legend has inspired martial artists, military strategists, entrepreneurs, and spiritual seekers alike. But Musashi was not simply a man of war. His later years were devoted to painting, calligraphy, poetry, and philosophy. In these pursuits, we begin to see the fuller picture. A warrior who used the way of the sword as a path towards spiritual and mental mastery. So what can Musashi teach us today? What does his philosophy reveal about how to live with clarity and purpose? Let's begin with his most famous legacy, the Book of Five Rings. Musashi's masterpiece, written in 1645 shortly before his death, is not just a manual on sword fighting. It's a spiritual treatise disguised as a martial guide. The text is divided into 5 chapters or rings: earth, water, fire, wind, and void. Each symbolizes a different aspect of life, strategy, and self-understanding. Let's break them down and see what each one reveals about achieving mental clarity and purpose. 1. The Earth Book, Foundations. The Earth Book is about grounding. It sets the foundation, just as the earth is the base upon which everything stands. Musashi emphasizes the importance of mastering the basics, knowing your tools and understanding the big picture. He writes, "In strategy it is important to see distant things as if they were close and to take a distance view of close things." In modern terms, Musashi is reminding us to zoom out. Don't get lost in immediate distractions. Understand the context. Whether you're facing a difficult decision, starting a project, or struggling with self-doubt, begin by grounding yourself. Know who you are, what you're doing, and why. Lesson: without a strong foundation, nothing can stand. Clarity begins with self-awareness and strategic thinking. 2. The Water Book, Adaptability. Water is flexible. It takes the shape of its container. In the Water Book, Musashi teaches that mastery comes from fluidity, not rigidity. Water adopts the shape of its container. A soldier must become like water. He encourages us to adapt to every situation, to observe, learn, and respond, not react. In sword fighting, this meant adjusting to an opponent's style. In life, it means being emotionally agile. Are you holding on to fixed ideas, or are you willing to shift and grow? Musashi warns against becoming dogmatic or too attached to form. Instead, he advises cultivating a mindset that can flow with circumstances without losing purpose. Lesson: mental clarity comes from being present and responsive, not stubborn or stuck. Adaptability is not weakness, it's wisdom. 3. The Fire Book, Action. If earth is about grounding and water about flexibility, fire is about direct, focused action. Its intensity, its energy. In this section, Musashi speaks about timing, aggression, and the necessity of decisive movement. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. This is not just about combat, it's about intuition. There's a moment in every decision, every conversation, every challenge where action is required. Fire teaches us to recognize that moment and strike. In life we often hesitate. We overthink. We let fear stall us. Musashi reminds us that clarity sometimes requires commitment. You must act boldly when the time is right. Lesson: purpose without action is empty. Mental clarity must lead to courageous movement. Trust your timing. 4. The Wind Book, Awareness of Others. The Wind book is about understanding other schools of thought. In it, Musashi critiques different martial styles, not out of arrogance but to deepen understanding. He believed that to master your own path you must first understand the alternatives. Know the enemy, know yourself. In 100 battles you will never be defeated. This is echoed in Sun Tzu's Art of War, but Musashi applies it more intimately, not just in conflict but in life. Learn from others. Question what you've been taught. Expand your worldview. In modern life, this means examining your beliefs, your habits, your biases. Are they truly yours or inherited from culture, family, or fear? Lesson: mental clarity comes from broadening your awareness. Purpose is strengthened by understanding the world around you. 5. The Book of Void, Transcendence. The final and most mysterious of the books is the void. This is the realm beyond form, beyond words, technique, or thought. Musashi calls this the ultimate state of clarity. In the void is virtue and no evil. Wisdom has existence, principle has existence, the way has existence, spirit is nothingness. This is Musashi's version of enlightenment. When the mind is clear, when you are free of ego and distraction, when you are fully present, you enter the void. It's not emptiness in a negative sense. It's spaciousness, freedom, flow. In this space you don't force things, they arise naturally. You are no longer trying to live with purpose. You are purpose. Lesson: the highest form of mental clarity is to live from the space beyond fear, ego, and expectation. This is the path to peace. Musashi's teachings are ancient, but their relevance is strikingly modern. He outlines 21 principles in his lesser-known work, Dakodo, The Way of Walking Alone, written just before his death. Here are 5 that can help us today. Accept everything just the way it is. Resistance creates suffering. Acceptance brings clarity. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. True purpose is not in indulgence but in meaning. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Ego distorts. Humility clarifies. Do not regret what you have done. Regret anchors you to the past. Learn then move on. Never be jealous. Comparison clouds your path. Walk your own way. These are not just moral ideas, they are mental disciplines. Practiced over time, they sharpen the mind and open the heart. We live in a world overwhelmed by noise, notifications, endless choices, performative culture, and constant comparison. Clarity is rare. Purpose feels out of reach. And yet, Musashi shows us that the path forward is simple, though not easy. It's about stripping away the unnecessary, returning to the essentials, practicing with discipline, living intentionally. Whether you're pursuing a career, building a business, healing from loss, or just trying to find a reason to get out of bed with energy, Musashi's way of the sword has something to offer you. It's not about violence. It's about vision. The sword is not just a weapon. It's a mirror. And if you look closely, you'll see yourself in it, not as you are now, but as you could become. Thank you for walking this path with us today. If Musashi's philosophy resonated with you, if you found a spark of clarity or a sense of deeper purpose, subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. This channel is dedicated to timeless wisdom, self-discovery, and the art of living well. Hit the like button, share this video with someone who might